What's up, it's Zach.
And Christine from the Pig to Pear.
Yes, welcome. We're hanging out here on the floor, switching it up a little bit, talking to some friends.
Oh gosh. Alright, so this video is going to be about Valencia. If you've seen our other videos, we went to Spain for 17 days and we took our toddlers, our 4 and 2 years old. I don't know if you consider the 4-year-old a toddler anymore, but we took them and we traveled and we are sharing our experiences. So this is our take on everything and we want to just be able to share what was so special about Valencia for us.
Yeah, so I think Valencia was probably, we would say, if we were to ask the girls, their favorite city. There was a lot of stuff to do for kids.
They say Valencia is the 3rd largest city in Spain. And so we stopped at Madrid, we stopped at Barcelona, we stopped at Valencia. I would say Valencia for me felt like the most livable place or the place that I could potentially stay the longest.
At least where we were staying, it almost felt the most closest to home here in the United States.
We really liked, they have these little pop-up playgrounds like everywhere.
Maybe it only has like 5 things in it. So
Right.
maybe like one of those things on the swing, the spring that swings back and forth, it bounces, or you know, a swing or something small. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was. Also, they have a really big park for kids called Gulliver's Park or something to that effect. And it was, you know, Gulliver from Gulliver's Travel. He's laying down. It's like this huge slides.
Biggest kid slides I think we've ever seen.
You see all the dads with their kids. They were having a blast. So that was really fun.
It's free.
Yeah, it's free. And aside from that, I think...
I was gonna say the aquarium.
Yeah, we did go to the aquarium. I really liked the aquarium. It was really nice and cool. I think it was worth the money.
It's a little expensive, but it was worth it.
I liked it. It did have enough stuff there. The girls were really excited about it. And there's food there.
Had a lot of the tunnels that you could walk through where the water's around you. That was pretty cool.
I would say buy ahead of time. I didn't want to when we were here because I wanted to see is it worth it and then buy the day of. But we went on a Saturday and we stayed in line for 45 minutes. It was crazy.
And there's an app you can buy the tickets right there on the phone, but for whatever reason it kept saying that my card wouldn't process for whatever. I had no issues with my card. Really, but
actually brings up another point. We have iPhones and there was a few times where things weren't processing on our iPhones through Safari. And I remember that when I was dealing with something with Airbnb, the person told me to download Google Chrome. And for whatever reason, there were so many things that I could get through Google Chrome that I couldn't get through when I was on Safari. So I don't know, tip to just have that on your phone just in case it's not working on Safari.
So Valencia had a lot of good food too. Not everywhere we went in Spain did, but Valencia was the first place we were at where we actually did our own like little date night because Christine's parents were with us, and so we put the girls to bed and then we went out and we went to this really cool little wine bar. We went to another spot, a couple other different places. That's the cool thing about Spain in general, but Valencia is literally we would go, we'd have a bite to eat and a glass of wine, and then we'd check out another spot and get another tapa and something else, maybe you know, whatever. So you don't go to places typically and have large meals.
And it's inexpensive. Like when we go out here, it's not like it's very easy unless you're in New York City or somewhere where there's a lot of places around. It's not like, that's not our typical date night. We can't go to several different places and we would spend a lot of money. Whereas there, it's so easy to just grab something cheap and...
Well, it's just not the culture. So like here you could get a glass of wine and one appetizer and then go somewhere else, but it's just not what you do here. Whereas there, that's kind of the thing. Yeah,
and not to say that if you do have kids and you don't have someone to watch the kids, that's the other thing. Babysitting isn't a really big thing there. People bring their kids everywhere with them. So honestly, if you are having, if you're going out at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, you're not going to be looked at like you're crazy there because you have your children with you. So get rid of that like misconception that someone's going to be judging you when you go there. Bring your kids with you and you're fine. That's just the culture there.
Yeah. The biggest thing is just there's some places that are easier to get to when you have 2 people. I mean, even if you didn't have adults, even if you didn't have kids, there were some places we went to where it's just much easier to slip in with 2 people than it would if you had a group of 4 or 6. Regardless of the age, it's just they're small and tight. Right. And so it's easier to just slip in, grab a table or get something at the bar and then slip out. The nice thing about Valencia is also it's on the train stop from Madrid. So you can, so we flew into Madrid and flew out of Barcelona because there are two major airport hubs.
Yeah.
So we took the bullet train, it stopped in Cuenca, which we had the video on that, and then we took the bullet train from Cuenca to Valencia. And so we got right off at the train station right there in Valencia. And it was a quick cab ride, bus ride, or we actually walked. It was maybe a 15-minute walk to the central part where we were staying.
Yeah, and then that's where we picked up our first rental car.
Our navigation system sounds so crazy. Let's see if it talks.
Turn right.
Baby, hold on 1 minute.
Zach has the music going, has the stick shift car, has Ryan yelling in the back to turn it down, and he's listening to this weirdo navigation. And we stalled. Holy crap. That's scary.
Red meter. At the roundabout.
This is chaotic. Oh my
I
god.
have the rental car for longer distances, but I would say Valencia is another one of those places where you probably don't want a car, just because even the Airbnb we were staying at, there was literally not going to be a spot to park at for at least like 10 blocks. Like, it was hard to find parking there with a car.
We went, so my father-in-law and I went to pick up the car while the girls were packing all the rest of the stuff in the Airbnb. It literally took us, there's so many one-way streets, and they're all small streets that you question yourself, can I turn on this street? Because it looks like a sidewalk. And the GPS is saying turn. We're like, so we passed by the street the first time, and then the signs are really weird in Spain. So it's like, it's a circle with a red X through it, so you would think, oh, I can't go that way.
But I think we later figured that out, that meant no parking. But that was their way, instead of putting like a P with an X on it, it was just a circle with an X.
But it wasn't consistent, so I don't think we really truly figured out what that even meant.
And then I would suggest actually staying in an Airbnb when you go, because Valencia can get a little expensive, just like Barcelona, if you want to stay in a hotel. So it was nice being able to do our Airbnb. It was gorgeous. I think we'll have to put that in the description below, because not only was the guy so sweet, but we did love this place so much. And oh, that's the other thing that I thought was so bizarre, just anywhere in Spain, but for sure in Madrid, Cuenca, Valencia, is they have shutters that come down over the windows, like hurricane shutters. And I was like, oh my gosh, do they get hurricanes here? Why do you need these? But I guess they say it's to keep the heat out, even though you have ACs inside.
Keep the light out?
I don't know. Also, Valencia has the most amazing orange juice.
Oh, so good.
And honestly, I would say that it's better than Florida oranges. I'm sorry, Floridians.
And everywhere you go, it was fresh squeezed orange juice. Oh, and then there was another marketplace there in Valencia as well.
Yeah,
right?
I think it was called
El
Mercat.
El Mercat. We were literally like right around the corner from it, not even a half a block. Yeah. And it's a great place to actually, and that's like, unlike in Madrid where it was all just like restaurants, that's like a legit market. Like if I lived there, I would love the seafood. It looks so good.
Yeah, so that it was like repetition. There was like 100 vendor type of things there, but it was consistently always, you had your meats, your cheeses, your meats, your cheeses, your fruit, your vegetables, and then go into another room and it was all different seafood. Yeah. So this is where the locals just go and buy their stuff to cook at home.
That's the other good thing about Airbnb is where you have a kitchen. Like, we were only in Valencia for what, 3 nights?
2 nights.
2 nights, 3 days. And so there's so much good food that we didn't want to cook our own because we just wanted to taste and explore, you know, but I would have loved if we stayed there longer to have gone to that market and bought some of that amazing fresh seafood.
Well, because now you're on the coast and now everything's seafood. That's now where you're known for all the seafood, which is not always the most normal seafood. Like, we saw these long clam things, razor yeah, which were really popular. The shrimp, you know, where they're prawns, where they have the head and everything still on, and then those like eel looking things that you saw.
We didn't try them because they're kind of expensive, but I guess Spain, one of the things they're known for is these baby eels. And the other thing I really wanted to try, which we didn't try because it was like $100, 100 euros at the one spot, was like a baby suckling pig, like a roast suckling pig.
I never saw this.
Oh, it's one of it's supposed to be really good. but
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't try it.
Yeah, so once you hit Valencia, you're getting ready for some really good seafood.
Yeah.
The city is really cool. It's really awesome to explore. You can spend more time there just to be able to get just kind of the local culture of Spain, but yet also get other cultures as well. So it's more metropolitan, it's more mixed. You do have the beaches there, you have the aquarium, you have Gulliver's Park, you have a lot of park stuff for the kids. So this was a really good place to stop if you are traveling with a family.
So if you've been to Valencia, if you have other spots you want to recommend to anyone else, or if you've been to some of the spots we talked about and you had a different feeling or thought the same thing, let us know below. We'd love to hear from you. Check out some of our other videos on our whole Spain tour, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Later.
Peace.